and definitely a cool character to have these, shall we say, hey, who would win? He's one of those
Hey,
guys that you always want to be like, yo, would Batman be able to take on Deathstroke the Terminator? Would, you know, somebody? So he's a great character like that. And speaking of that, we are going to dive into our key segment of this week, and that is another of our hero battles. But of course, because today's a all villain episode, we are doing who will win villain edition, Deathstroke the Terminator versus Marvel's Taskmaster. Who would win? That's right, we've got two of the deadliest assassins in either universe. We just talked a little bit about Slade Wilson. Let's talk about Tony Masters, the Taskmaster, for a little bit. And we don't even know if that's his actual real name, but that's kind of the history of the character. But there is some, shall we say, questions about whether or not that's his true name. But Taskmaster, really, really interesting character. We are going to be talking about, of course, the comic book Taskmaster, not the
yes.
Taskmaster that appeared in Black Widow. So, what do we know about Taskmaster? Is this guy is a former Shield agent. Okay, Shield agent turned into mercenary assassin. He is known to train other mercenaries and organizations. And why does he do it? How does he do it? Why does he stand a chance doing it? So he has got photographic muscle response. Okay. So what does that mean? It's not quite the same thing as a photographic memory, but if he sees you do something, he can do it
Yep.
quite literally. So if he sees Captain America chuck that shield, rebounded off of, a villain's face, destroy a tank, he's going to be able to do it. He sees Daredevil throw those billy clubs, he's going to be able to do it. So this guy can watch you. Doesn't even matter how long, how fast you're moving, he's going to be able to do that exact thing. He is so good at this that he can end up predicting the moves you are going to make, or the hero or the villain that he's fighting. So he's almost got like precognition, except it's literally just based on him knowing what moves chain from one move to the next. So as a shield agent, he's highly intelligent. He is got the memory to remember so many moves, so many weapons, so many just so many things. This guy is a living weapon, but it comes at a cost, because all of that data in his brain is kind of pushing out his memory. So he's got great muscle memory. He's going to remember all those moves. He can literally put in a VHS tape or a DVD hologram, watch somebody's moves, and he knows those moves, but he may forget a face. He may forget that he's met somebody, so much so that he has to have a handler to basically keep all of those things in check. Somebody who's going to make sure that he's getting paid on time. Somebody's going to make sure
The
he's
little
got
things,
all the
right?
stuff. Yeah, the little things.
The little things you'll forget. Yeah.
So it's crazy. His backstory is super cool. It's like a little tragic at points and stuff like that. But we mostly see him in this type of costume. His regular armory. He's a master swordsman. He usually has a shield like Captain America, be it an energy shield or an actual physical shield. And he also has marksman's. He will use bows. He will use guns. Remember, this guy's tussled with almost everybody in the Marvel universe. So from Elektra to Bullseye to Punisher to Daredevil to Spider-Man, think of knowing all of those moves and being able to just master them and go toe to toe with people. So let's now flip it and talk a little bit about Deathstroke the Terminator, Wade Wilson. So like Jesse said earlier on in the show, this guy was a soldier for the American Armed Forces, and he literally has a actual photographic memory. This was his natural ability, trained to be one of the best soldiers literally rose up in the ranks, could memorize anything, brilliant tactician and stuff. And so volunteers to take on an experiment that will enhance and protect him from truth serum. But that goes horribly wrong, and it instead enhances his already great ability to memorize stuff in the photographic memory, gives him enhanced speed, enhanced strength, enhanced regeneration. It basically gives him kind of this fountain of youth. He stops aging. He's almost immortal. He's got regeneration powers, super strength. What does this guy not have at this point? So they say he uses 90% of his brain, whereas the rest of us use 10%. And you add into that he is a weapon master that is second to probably none in the DC universe. He's gone toe-to-toe with Batman. He's gone toe-to-toe with Shiva. Literally, this guy is no joke. He is probably the deadliest man in the DC universe. Now, what sets him apart is that he's a mercenary first and foremost. So he may beat you, but he's not going to kill you unless he's been contracted to, right? So he's got this kind of honor system and stuff. However, that doesn't stop him from literally like mopping the floor with people. Once he gets hired to do something, this guy does it like no other. Literally, one of my favorite comics with him is a book called The Identity Crisis, where he took down all of the Justice League straight up by himself. The Justice League could not stop him, and how he did it was methodical and vicious. Like he slit Black Canary's throat so she couldn't scream, cuts the Flash on his Achilles so he can't run. This guy is brutal. And I think that's in this fight, I'm having the edge go definitely to Deathstroke, because he is a super intelligent fighter. Like not only fighter, just an intelligent dude. Like this guy is brilliant,
very smart. Yeah.
His mind moves faster than almost any other mind. So he's probably played out all the options, okay, that's going to happen. So even though Taskmaster could probably memorize and predict Deathstroke's moves, Deathstroke is going to figure out that that's what he's doing and probably lead him into different ways of making mistakes. Also, unfortunately for Mr. Taskmaster, Deathstroke has superhuman strength and abilities. Taskmaster is a mere mortal. He can probably lift 2 to 3 times his own body weight and strength, but he does not have that enhanced muscles, or he does not have a regeneration factor. So even though he could probably go toe-to-toe with Slade for rounds 1 through 5, by round 6 he's going to be tired. Round 7 he's not going to be able to be standing up, and then I don't think it goes to a round 8 because Slade would just either off with his head, or just shoots him in the back as he outmaneuvers him. So I don't know if you feel the same about that, the outcome of that fight. My money would always be on the Terminator, Deathstroke.
So you said, what does Deathstroke not have? Well, he doesn't have 2 eyes.
Yes.
He's only got 1 eye, which it's funny to bring up, but that does inebriate his vision. So he has no depth perception, right? So Taskmaster does have an advantage over him, very tiny bit when it comes to depth perception.
That's quite true.
Yeah.
That's quite true. But the cool thing about when Slade lost his eye, he actually, that was a big thing for his costume. He wasn't hiding the fact that he is this disability, and even though he doesn't have that perception, him covering his face, he's like saying, yeah, I've got 1 eye and I'm still going to be better, smarter, faster. You can't pull it on him. And again, he's just such a badass, and we've seen that even in that comic when we talked about those first two issues, like what Slade does, you know, it's super cool. And when he's written by a guy who understands the character and does some fantastic fun things with it, it's truly a sight to see. I do want to mention one little bit of comic trivia though. Taskmaster and Slade Wilson, Deathstroke, they were both designed by the artist George Perez, and they both appeared in the same year. Titans was, I think, December of 1980, and I think Taskmaster appears in the Avengers in May. So it's pretty cool. They are very similar in their power sets and also their costume. Like, look at the design. George Perez, the original costume designs are pretty cool, and they're very, very similar. But over the years, they have changed, you know, quite a bit and evolved. But yeah, two badass characters. So Jesse, sorry, let me get back to that. Are you saying that you think Taskmaster would come out in this battle?
Well, Taskmaster, I would kind of compare him to an older cell phone with memory issues. Yes. So if you have to take a picture, you got to delete a picture.
Yep.
So with Taskmaster, to learn a new fighting style, to adapt to somebody's fighting style, he's got to get rid of a different fighting style, correct?
I think that his muscle memory remains, but I think it's his other memory. I think it's his you know, the other information storage that keeps getting deleted. So I think if he has too many fighting styles, he can't keep anything else. Like, he might remember where he lives, but not how to get there, type of thing. I think it's kind of a weird thing how they describe it, but that would actually be cool. Like, if he remembered one fighting style, he would lose another. But I don't think that's how it works, because I think he's always that master swordsman. So he always has the sword, he always has the shield. So I think there's certain ones that are ingrained just in him, right?
That being said, I remember a few years back playing a little game called what was it? Batman Arkham City?
Arkham Origins?
Arkham Origins, yes, correct. Yeah. And the hardest person to beat in that game
was Deathstroke.
So Deathstroke has my vote. He would win.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. And I think it's actually funny because in that particular game, I think Batman or Deathstroke says to Batman, he's like, "You're only alive because they didn't pay me to kill you." And I just love that concept, you know, because we all think of Batman as the epitome and stuff like that. But realistically, like, I think there's very few people who could survive Slade Wilson, you know, very, very few on either side of the comic realm, be it Marvel or DC. So maybe, guys, if you're out there, if you can think of somebody you think that can actually take down Mr. Wilson the Terminator, and please don't come at me with Frank Castle the Punisher, because as much as I love the Punisher, he just a dude. He, like, Slade would just walk by him and like just shoot him. Like, it wouldn't even be a thing. So anybody but Punisher, let's forget about him.
1 second here. Please let us know in the comments, or if you're watching right now, please let us know who you think would win, because last time we did this, we were arguing for about 5 minutes how Batman would beat who did you pick?
Blade. I said Blade would win. You said Batman would win.
And guess what? Nobody commented. It was a dead draw. We both.
I don't know if it was a dead draw. I think a couple people commented when we replayed the video on YouTube. No. But yeah, nobody.
It was a draw
right away. No.
It was a draw.
No. We all know it's Blade. We all know.
But let us know
for that version of Batman, anyways.
Somebody's saying now. Here, hold on. Somebody's saying now Blade would win. We're not talking Blade or Batman anymore. They tied. We're talking Deathstroke.
No. They definitely. We can say that Blade would win, but in this battle right now, I'm pretty sure most people will agree. Hey, but actually, we're in agreement here, so we will. I think the challenge, like I said, is to pick somebody that Deathstroke can't beat.